Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Odell Beckham Jr., the electrifying wide receiver once celebrated as one of the NFL's brightest stars, stepped up to silence swirling rumors about his retirement, emphatically declaring, "Not done yet." The confusion began with a parody account on X, formerly Twitter, which falsely announced the end of Beckham's professional football journey after a decade in the league. This fake news spread quickly, catching the attention of Beckham himself, who promptly took to social media to clear the air. At 32 years old and currently a free agent as the 2025 NFL season approaches, Beckham's denial of retirement buzz was both sharp and straightforward. Known for his highlight reel catches and explosive plays, the three-time Pro Bowler made it clear that despite recent struggles, he still harbors the desire and determination to compete at the highest level. This pushback against misinformation serves as a reminder that even in an age dominated by instant news, truth sometimes gets lost in the noise. Beckham's 2024 season was far from the spectacular performances that once defined his career. But the player's message to fans and detractors alike was one of resilience and intent. Playing in just 9 games for the Miami Dolphins before being released in December, Beckham's stats were underwhelming by his lofty standards. 9 receptions totaling 55 yards and 0 touchdowns. For a player whose early years in the NFL featured multiple 1,000-yard seasons, this marked his first campaign without scoring a single touchdown. This statistical drought might have fueled speculation about his retirement or decline, but Beckham's response underscores a deeper truth about professional athletes. The journey isn't always linear, and comebacks are always possible. While he may not have attracted significant interest from other teams during the offseason, Beckham's declaration serves as a clear message that he's still in the game, mentally and physically preparing for what lies ahead. Drafted 12th overall. In 2014 by the New York Giants, Odell Beckham Jr. quickly became a household name thanks to his unmatched talent and spectacular catches, including one of the most famous one-handed grabs in NFL history. His early years showed promise and dominance, earning him 5 seasons with over 1,000 receiving yards and a reputation as a game-changer on the field. However, Beckham's trajectory has been hampered by injuries and inconsistency in recent years, factors that have tempered expectations and affected his playing opportunities. A torn ACL that sidelined him for the entire 2022 season during the Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl winning campaign was a significant setback. Despite these hurdles, Beckham's competitive fire has not diminished, and his refusal to succumb to retirement rumors indicates a player who is not ready to hang up his cleats just yet, driven by the love of the game and a desire to prove himself. Once more, the phenomenon of false information spreading quickly on social media platforms has affected many athletes, but Beckham's direct and personal response to the fake retirement report exemplifies how players today must navigate not only physical challenges but also digital ones. When a parody account falsely claimed Beckham was retiring, the misinformation rippled across the sports community and fan base, creating a wave of unfounded speculation. Beckham's succinct yet powerful reply, "Not done yet. Thanks for your concerns and have a blessed day," not only addressed the falsehood, but also exhibited a calm confidence that resonates with fans who have followed his career's ups and downs. In an era where social media reactions can shape narratives instantly, Beckham's proactive approach reminds everyone that only the player himself holds the truth of his career's future, and that outside noise should be taken with caution. The current free agent status of Odell Beckham Jr. reflects the uncertain yet hopeful phase of many veteran players' careers. After his release by the Miami Dolphins, teams have reportedly not shown serious interest in signing him for the upcoming season, an indication of the challenging market for wide receivers whose prime years may be behind him. Nevertheless, Beckham's insistence that he hasn't made a final decision about his career and highlights the perseverance athletes must embody when facing adversity. His ability to communicate clearly with fans and the media about his intentions keeps the door open for potential opportunities, whether on or off the field. This candid transparency contrasts with the often speculative nature of sports journalism and fan conjecture, emphasizing the importance of hearing directly from the player when it comes to career decisions. In the broader context of Beckham's career, his statement about retirement not only defies rumors, but also touches on the emotional and psychological dimensions of being a professional athlete. The pressure to perform, the reality of injuries, and the scrutiny from media and fans create a complex environment where decisions about retirement become deeply personal. Beckham's appeal for people to stop reading everything on the internet and cease sending retirement wishes underscores the toll that public speculation can take on athletes' mental well-being. His promise to inform the public when he truly decides to retire shows a desire for control over his narrative and a hope to keep his legacy intact on his own terms. This moment of vulnerability and strength adds a human layer to the often glamorized image of professional sports stars. Odell Beckham Jr.'s journey through the NFL has been marked by incredible highs and tough lows, making his career one of the more compelling stories in recent football history. His early years dazzled fans with jaw-dropping plays and record-setting performances, while his recent seasons have highlighted the harsh realities of sports, injuries, competition, and the constant evaluation of talent. His public dismissal of retirement rumors is not just a defense of his professional status, it's a reaffirmation of his identity as an athlete who refuses to be defined by setbacks. Beckham's attitude embodies the fighting spirit that many players strive to maintain as they navigate the physical and mental demands of elite competition. For fans, this declaration brings hope that there may still be unforgettable moments and thrilling plays from the wide receiver in seasons to come. The media landscape surrounding Beckham's career also reflects the evolution of how athletes interact with their audiences and manage their public image. Social media platforms like X allow players to address misinformation and rumors instantly, without relying solely on traditional press channels. Beckham's quick response to the fake retirement tweet exemplifies how athletes have become more engaged in controlling their narratives, offering direct communication that can cut through speculation. This direct line to fans helps maintain trust and transparency, allowing players like Beckham to speak authentically about their status and intentions. The digital age has transformed sports journalism and fandom, and Beckham's handling of this situation is a textbook example of adapting to that new reality with clarity and composure. Despite the challenges of recent seasons and the evolving nature of his career, Odell Beckham Jr.'s declaration that he's not done yet resonates beyond football statistics. It's a statement of resilience, of refusing to be boxed into premature conclusions, and of embracing the uncertain future with determination. For many athletes, the decision to retire is profoundly personal and complex, often involving considerations beyond physical ability, including mental readiness, family, and life goals. Beckham's insistence on controlling when and how he announces retirement gives insight into the mindset of a competitor who still believes he has more to contribute. It also encourages fans and observers to appreciate the human story behind the headlines, a story of hope, struggle, and the unyielding desire to keep playing the game he loves. As the NFL community looks ahead to the 2025 season, the question of whether Odell Beckham Jr. will find a new team remains open, but his clear message is that he remains committed to football for now. His journey is emblematic of many athletes who face the difficult transition phases in their careers, balancing past glory with present challenges. Beckham's refusal to confirm retirement, combined with his candid social media interactions, keeps his story alive and sparks anticipation among fans who still cherish his electrifying presence on the field. Whether or not he returns to the gridiron next season, Beckham's impact on the game is undeniable, and his declaration, "not done yet," serves as a powerful reminder that in sports, as in life, the final chapter is never written until the player says so. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? There's been a buzzing rumor swirling around the Miami Dolphins locker room, and it's causing quite a stir among fans and insiders alike. Word is that Jalen Waddle, one of the team's most dynamic wide receivers, has allegedly refused to play alongside Tyreek Hill, the explosive and equally talented receiver who was brought in with high expectations. This is not your typical locker room disagreement or a minor squabble. Sources suggest the tension between these two key players has reached a boiling point, potentially threatening the team's chemistry. While official statements have remained tight-lipped, whispers among players and staff hint at serious friction, which could have deeper implications for the Dolphins' offensive game plan. If these rumors hold any weight, it might mean big changes in how Miami approaches its passing attack. Fans are left wondering how the coaching staff will navigate this tricky dynamic and whether the team can still harness the combined talent of these two standout receivers without losing cohesion. The possible refusal of Waddle to play with Hill sends shockwaves through the Dolphins organization, considering how much the front office invested in assembling this receiving duo. Tyreek Hill's acquisition was heralded as a game changer, expected to elevate Miami's offense to new heights, while Waddle's speed and agility have already proven invaluable on the field. The thought of these two not syncing up, or worse, refusing to share the field, raises big questions about leadership within the locker room. Team insiders have hinted that personality clashes and differing play styles could be at the heart of the matter, with Waddle perhaps feeling overshadowed or uncomfortable with the new dynamics. This tension reportedly spills over into practice sessions and meetings where a charged atmosphere disrupts focus and camaraderie. For a team chasing playoff success, such distractions could be costly. How Miami handles this internal strife might define their season, with fans and analysts closely watching every development. Adding fuel to the fire, some sources suggest that the disagreement isn't just about on-field roles, but also about respect and hierarchy within the Dolphins' wide receiver group. Jalen Waddle, who's been with the team longer and carved out a significant role, may feel threatened by Hill's superstar status and the attention he commands. It's rumored that Waddle's refusal stems from a perceived lack of respect or recognition, making this more than a simple tactical dispute. Such interpersonal conflicts are notorious for fracturing locker rooms, especially when they involve marquee players whose chemistry is supposed to be the foundation of the offense. Coaches and management might now be in a bind, trying to balance personalities and talents without alienating either player. The Dolphins' front office could be forced to intervene directly or risk the entire offensive unit's harmony unraveling. As speculation grows, the NFL community watches eagerly to see if Miami can quell this unrest before it escalates further. The implications of this rumored rift between Waddle and Hill extend beyond just game day performance. Team chemistry is often an intangible yet critical ingredient for success in the NFL. And even superstar talent can fall short if the players don't trust or support each other. Reports from within the Dolphins' practice facilities indicate a noticeable shift in mood, with teammates reportedly picking sides or tensing up during joint sessions. This kind of atmosphere can undermine not only the wide receiver core, but also the quarterback's confidence and rhythm. For a quarterback who thrives on timing and connection, discord between his top targets could result in missed opportunities and costly mistakes. The Dolphins, eager to compete at a high level this season, must figure out a way to restore harmony or risk a season plagued by internal conflict and underperformance. Fans are anxiously waiting for a resolution, hoping that cooler heads will prevail in Miami. Interestingly, some analysts speculate that the alleged refusal by Waddle might be a strategic move or a negotiating tactic rather than a simple personal spat. In professional sports, players sometimes use their leverage to influence coaching decisions, playing time, or contract negotiations. If Waddle indeed has reservations about playing with Hill, it could be tied to seeking a larger role, better targets, or more recognition. This layer of complexity adds intrigue to the situation, as it's not just about locker room drama, but about power dynamics and career trajectories. Management might find themselves caught in a delicate balancing act, trying to appease a rising star while not alienating a proven performer. The Dolphins' next moves, whether public statements or behind-the-scenes meetings, will be scrutinized heavily as fans attempt to decode the true nature of this unfolding saga. Meanwhile, the media frenzy around the Miami Dolphins is intensifying, with sports journalists and insiders picking apart every piece of information and unconfirmed tip. Rumors of Waddle's refusal have been met with a mixture of shock and skepticism, but the persistent nature of these reports suggests there's more beneath the surface than mere speculation. This drama paints a vivid picture of a high-pressure environment where egos, ambitions, and expectations collide. The Dolphins coaching staff, led by head coach Mike McDaniel, now faces a critical test of leadership, having to manage not just X's and O's, but also the emotional and psychological dynamics at play. How they navigate these choppy waters could either reinforce team unity or deepen divisions. The pressure is mounting, and the football world is watching closely as Miami's season, and possibly its reputation, hangs in the balance. From a tactical perspective, the possibility of Waddle refusing to share the field with Hill would force the Dolphins to reconsider their offensive schemes drastically. The team invested heavily in creating a high-powered passing attack featuring these two speedsters, expecting defenses to struggle to contain either one. If that dual threat diminishes because of internal tensions, Miami might have to pivot towards a more conservative or run-focused offense, limiting their explosiveness. This could be a significant downgrade given the personnel and expectations. Offensive coordinators' strategies would come under scrutiny, as adapting to fractured chemistry mid-season is a tough challenge. Moreover, this shift might also affect other players, as a ripple effect could destabilize the entire offensive unit. Such strategic recalibrations are never easy, especially with playoff aspirations on the line. Fans and commentators alike are buzzing with theories about how this alleged conflict could impact the Dolphins' playoff chances. The team was viewed as a legitimate contender with a balanced roster and a promising young quarterback. However, internal strife at such a pivotal position threatens to derail those hopes. Football is as much a mental game as it is physical, and unresolved tension can sap morale and focus. If Waddle's refusal holds true, it could embolden other players to express dissatisfaction or fractures, leading to a fractured locker room. Conversely, this scenario might also serve as a wake-up call for the Dolphins' management, prompting swift action to resolve issues before they spiral out of control. The next few weeks are crucial, as the team's response to this drama could either unify or unravel their collective goals. Speculation is also rife about the potential long-term consequences of this rumored feud. If Miami cannot reconcile Waddle and Hill, trade rumors may start swirling, especially as the trade deadline approaches. Teams around the league could see an opportunity to acquire a top-tier receiver who suddenly finds himself in a less than ideal situation. On the flip side, the Dolphins might face difficult choices about which player to build around moving forward. The financial implications are significant given the investments in both players. The front office will have to weigh loyalty, team chemistry, and competitive goals when deciding their next move. This dilemma underscores the fragile nature of assembling superstar talent in the NFL. Sometimes the brightest stars don't shine well together. How Miami handles this saga could serve as a case study for other teams facing similar challenges. Finally, the narrative surrounding Waddle's alleged refusal to play with Hill highlights a broader theme in professional sports about the balance between individual ambition and team success. It's a reminder that no matter how gifted athletes are, the essence of football lies in cooperation and shared purpose. The Dolphins find themselves at a crossroads where the outcome depends not just on athletic ability, but on leadership, communication, and compromise. Whether this tension resolves quietly behind closed doors or erupts into a more public showdown remains to be seen. One thing is certain, this developing story will dominate conversations about Miami's season, offering drama off the field that rivals the excitement on it. Fans will be watching closely, hoping their favorite team can turn this potential conflict into a story of unity and triumph. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!